We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we are curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. Quoted Walt Disney. Seize the day with all your might as you awaken from a peaceful night. Take on life's challenges with a confident heart, for each day is a brand new start. A warm welcome and a fresh morning to everyone gathered here. I welcome you all with immense pleasure to day 3 of the webinar series, Alumnae Connect'21. Our pride, your inspiration. Organized by the Postgraduate and Research Department of Commerce, Ethiraj College for Women. Looking forward to having an amazing session ahead. I now request Manasa K, sub-editor, self-supporting, to welcome our guest speaker to the gathering.
Good morning to one and all. With immense pleasure, I welcome the speaker of Day 3, CA Kavita J. Ma'am, our alumna of batch 2005 and 2008. Our Kavita Ma'am has received several prestigious awards in our college, including the Outstanding Student Award and an award for the Tamil speech on the Founders' Day. She has been the Secretary of Tamil Department and was also a Student Secretary of NSS and organized several camps and service sessions. Kavita Ma'am is now working as a Senior Manager in Deloitte, specializing in employee mobility areas. We are happy to have you here with us, Ma'am. Now, I request Kavita Ma'am to take over.
Thank you, Roshan and Manasa, for the nice words. And before I even start the session, a big round of applause for all the virtual participants. I am finding it really, really tough to speak in this technology mode, and especially for you in the college days, attending a session without a direct in-person connect is really a great job. And both to the teachers as well as to the students, a big round of applause before even I start the session. And I assume that you are very happy, and my appreciations are always to you when managing this type of stuff. So maybe we can get into the presentation. Okay, so this is the topic which I have thought this may interest you. Aha. It is nothing but admiring abundance humbly, accelerated actions now. So the connect why I've used Vadivelu meme is basically to have some fun quotient to it, at the same time some focus points. So it's fun and focus altogether. And what aha is actually an Urdu word which means the first ray of light, dawn or glory. So let me take the essence from Urdu. So becoming the first ray of light, and how? By admiring abundance humbly through accelerated actions now, every one of us can become the first ray of light. Here I am, Kavita Jagadishan. I am part of 2015-18 batch of our day college, and I have certain points in mind before even we get on to the details. So first would be our gratitude session. So vote of thanks, though it would be at the end, I would prefer to have it at the beginning. Maybe have the next slide, please. So our sincere thanks to the frontline warriors, because this pandemic has taught us a lot, right? And without their support, we are nothing, be it from the medical profession or from the sanitation department or from the police department. And without them, we are really, really nothing, having battled the first wave and second wave. And because all of us who are here are alive, it's sincere gratitude to them. So heartfelt thanks to the Corona warriors, the frontline workers who have really worked 24/7 for our sake. The next one is the technology. So without technology, we would not have even connected. See, either in the medical world, because if I have to get a doctor appointment through a video call, I can connect with them, get that sorted out. If I have to see my loved one through technology, video call or Zoom call, I'm able to see. So our thanks will be for the frontline workers and for the technology. So I think I'm echoing everyone's sentiments. And now comes my presentation. Next slide, please. So there are people who have made me what I am today. Now you could always think, be the first session of Alumnae Connect. I had gone through all the videos. The first one was Kalaimamani Vishaka Hari, or Naturals Veena. And even in this year, if you could see Nandita, and Nandita was working as well as she is an entrepreneur by herself, that good crave. And she was talking about CA profession. And yesterday's session was really, really enthusiastic and charming, from Anis Fatima, who has showed a different face or color to the today's youth, like how much they are working hard, especially during the second wave, and the laurels what she has received. She's really awesome, no doubt. But when seeing them, am I in that way? I'm not very sure, but this really motivates me. And maybe after 5 or 6 years, if I am having an opportunity of coming back and speaking in Ethiraj College as an Alumnae Connect, I would definitely feel I have to do something more. And this is not the case. I have to stagnate in what I am in now. So this is the motivation. But at the same time, when I have to say, am I happy with what I am? Yes. Chartered accountant by profession. I'm a translator because Ethiraj College also offers some translation courses. So I'm a certified translator, and this helped me make real good, pocket money during my college days, and with Deloitte, and that is my first job. And I wish that would be my last job too. And I've started with my first entry level, and I'm now in my fourth or fifth level, just two more levels to become the partner there. And this growth, if I could call it, being a topper in the school, or getting the outstanding college award in the college, or becoming the best employee award, receiving the CEO award in the office, all these three things, whichever anyone can consider close to their heart, would not have been possible without three pillars of my strength and support. So I take this opportunity to thank my family, my mom and dad. My mom, no, everyone's mom for that matter, would be a role model to each oneself. She kills us with her love, affection, and concern. She inspires me every day. There's a slide even about her, so let me wait for that slide. My dad, he's hardworking. When I enrolled for Ethiraj College, he was a BSc chemistry gold medalist. Okay, he didn't have a PG degree with him, and he was from a very remote village. The village doesn't have power supply, a typical village setup as how you have seen leaders have grown up, but very limited guidance. He topped up, having studied 12th in Tamil medium, and then got into a college in English medium and receiving a gold medal, and then working in an organization and sticking to the same organization for almost 32 plus to 34, 35 years is not a joke. And to him, the one who works hard is a real winner. உழைப்பவரே உயர்ந்தவர். That is what his tagline is, and I imbibe by him. So it's my mom and dad. I would really thank them. And my little one, my son, who is really giving me the motivation, my bundle of joy, the meaning of my life, and my husband. So if I had to speak about my husband, I should speak. Otherwise, he would not let me do another session like this. So I have to tell something about him, right? Ours is a love marriage, and of course, we did it after consent from both the parents. We had to convince them, guys, you may take this. Okay, okay, இவங்க love marriage பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Maybe their life would have been happy. So that's an easy task. Nothing like that. You have to prove yourself to get what you want to achieve. So here, my mom is very intelligent. She gave me two conditions. One is pass CA Inter in first attempt. Okay. The second one is get the outstanding student award from Ethiraj College. Then I will consider your proposal. These are the two conditions my mom gave me. By grace of God, and I cleared my CA Inter. But this winning outstanding student of the college award was not that easy. You have competitors across all places, and you will have to keep always a high margin. It will be measured by your academics, it will be measured by your feedback from the teachers, and it will all be considered based on the certificates what you've got. If I recall it right, close to 170 prizes I would have got in the third year, and that had really given me a higher margin, and I got that. Once that nomination was confirmed, my mom and dad agreed for the marriage proposal. So but this guy with whom I married, I married to him as a CA Inter, BCom CA Inter, and he made me a chartered accountant. If you guys have watched Surya Vamsam, it's our home will be mini Surya Vamsam. Like how the hero made the heroine becoming a collector, so he made me a chartered accountant. Early morning, 4 o'clock classes, 5 o'clock classes. He learned cooking for me. So such a loving husband. I'm blessed with such a wonderful family, and they made me see positivity in anything. So and everything. So my first thanks to them, my friends and my team, my friends at every part of my life, every stage of my life, who introduced it maybe 2010, but still sticking with me despite whatever torture I'm giving to them. So they are my motivators. When I am down, they would support me. So without friends, we are nothing. And identifying a right friend, bad friend, I don't go by that. The moment you find a friend in a person, the person should be good, right? And my team, my office team, because I am now bunking 1.5 hours of work, and my team is taking care of it. So thanks to my team. Most importantly, my teachers and mentor. Without them, I am nothing. Right from my kindergarten until my college or to my professional degree, my teachers are my guidance and my strength. In fact, in Ethiraj College, we have this entrepreneurship cell, and I'm the founding member of that cell because in that year only it was launched, and we came up with the logo, E Square, out of the box, that logo designing and all we had handled. And surprisingly, and the good news was that year our college was selected for the nationals, and we were in fact runner up, if I'm not wrong. We are runner up, and we had to receive the award from the richest woman of the country, Kiran Mazumdosha. So that was the moment the college was selected. We were very happy, and Sharanya ma'am was entrepreneurship cell secretary, and she was just giving us, okay, this is the direction. Okay, I'm going to give your names to the entrepreneurship cell, that event, the organization, and they will take care of the rest. We got the flight tickets. We are flying there for the first time. It was full of energy, happiness, enthusiasm, zeal, whatever positive words you could add. But on seeing there, I have not seen a single student. It was all professors who came to attend the session, attend the winning ceremony, receive the awards from the VIPs, the VVIPs of the world of the economy. The one thing which I could think of at that moment is that was my teacher who gave me way to go there. And that was my first flight. The flight we would have taken even after 3 4 years, but my first flight, the college, during the college days, not paid by me, sponsored by the event coordinator, and something which is done is absolutely a teacher's passion. So a teacher, we have to grow in the eyes of the teacher. So I owe whatever I am in, whatever laurels I do get in, whatever awards I am in, I always tell even my team that the teachers are your best guidance and support. And friends, we are really blessed to have the wonderful set of teachers who are sticking to the institution for so many years. If you see, there are so many teachers who just move in 1 or 2 years. We don't even have the rapport build with the first year we see, we don't see them. The connect what I have established during my college days with the teachers were really, really amazing. They know me from the wink of my eye. Whether I am upset, they will ask me, "Is that everything okay, Kavita? Do you want something? Do you want to take a break?" And it's not only with me, with every student. And there was a faculty whom, because of her, there was a student who had made a mistake and she had to raise her voice. And in front of all the students, she again apologized. That's the set of teachers whom we are having. So I'm really, really thankful for the teacher. And my mentor is my boss, Mr. Sudhakar Seturaman. He's the boss at the office. He guides me professionally, and this person is the one who helps me draw my career path, and he knows where I have to he knows everything, about how a person has to be. So he's my guidance, if I have to say, not only from an office perspective, from a life perspective too. That's how I call him mentor rather than a boss. He's my mentor. So my sincere thanks to my family, my friends, my team, most importantly the teachers are my mentor. Next slide, please. Okay, what is it today? And now, if I have to go to the session, I have few assumptions. My first assumption is you're all listening, at least with 80 to 100% participation. Number two, I assume myself presenting in an auditorium where I could see 300 or 400 of persons with their facial reactions. I assume that. I also assume you guys know Tamil. So I thought I could keep it continuously throughout the session in English. But somewhere கொஞ்சம் தமிழ் போட்டிருந்தா நல்லா இருந்திருக்குமோ அப்படின்னு தோணுச்சு. Because when I saw Anis session or maybe the previous year's session, I felt the connect was more. See, already technologyல பேசிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். யார் கூட பேசுறோன்னே தெரியல. இதுல இதுவும் போயிருச்சு அப்படின்னா it would be very odd. So I thought we can தமிழ் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் அப்படிங்கிற assumption. And the fourth one is, I assume that at the end of the session, you will take at least one value. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't have something to tell you about how an entrepreneur to be, but I am a professional. I'm in my corporate life for almost 10 years, sticking on to the same organization. You could ask me about how am I, was that about the work-life balance, how do you manage your family during this lockdown period, or you can ask me how I can stay positive. I was also a complaining person, but I am now becoming a positive person, finding good things in everything we do. So these are the assumptions that I'm making. So, and you guys can assume that I will give a really good session today. Maybe another 45 minutes. We have colorful slides, and I do not know where my eye contact now is. I'm looking at the camera, but how it would appear, I'm not very sure of. So let me see that the way it comes in. Right. So, aha, வடிவேலு மீன் ஆனா அது அது மாத்திரம் கிடையாது. I have just tried to expand things. The first one, AAHAAN, admiring abundance. Deserve to be the best, receive the best, and do the best. Abundance in everything. Why do we compromise for minimum? That's one part of it. And I admire abundance. That means, can I be proud? Can I be, overjoyed? Or I can have that head weight? No, be humble. After all, we are made from dust and return to dust. Stay humble. Only when we are humble, we can be grateful. Or when we are grateful, we can be humble. Vice versa also hold true. You can ask me, why can you be, what is there to be grateful for? Yes, I have certain things to tell you. Why can you be grateful? Only when we are grateful, we can learn a lot. Otherwise, learning would be a question mark. Now, I admire abundance. I am humble. Humble. Is that okay? No. Then you can still be a person who sits in the home, watch Netflix series, have bunking, and that's it. But I'm talking about a person who's going to succeed very well in the life, who deserves the best and who's doing the best, will definitely have to act. And that act should be an accelerated action. And now I am settled. I am admiring abundance. I am humble. I accelerate action. I plan. I do. Now, what next? It is now. It's not next. It's now. It's a good time. Start it today. Start it now. So, at the end of the session, just think what one value if you're taking. I would find myself a successful speaker or a presenter if at least one slide or one point or one thought you carry to yourself, and that makes a change in your life, or in the way you handle relationships, in the way you think about the life, if I could call it, or fixing your target. So let's go slide by slide, and I have two, three kutti stories which have already come on news. But this is going to be a more or less dry to semi-dry session, if I could call it. And there are Q&A at the end of the session. You could think of any questions at that point of time. Basically, I haven't done any courses on, motivational speaking, or I have not done anything on psychology, psychiatry. But whatever I am speaking, I'm speaking from the depth of my heart. So you can ask me questions on that. And this is basically learned from my own life on seeing someone else's life. So that's also a best way, no? Instead of burning our own finger, we can say, oh, it would be painful if someone else burns a finger, so let's not touch the fire types. So that's predominantly my learnings were. And that's the reason why I feel I'm staying happy, because I learned from everyone else's experience also, and I learn every time from my own experience again. So maybe move on to the next slide. Admiring abundance. Now, why do I call it abundance? Why do I call it admire? Those are very positive words. See, the choice of word, what we use, that itself brings the first set of energy, if I could call that. And I am not compromising for what it is. I am admiring abundance because I deserve to be the best. Have you ever thought of the roadside plant? That's the connection of the plant a pic that was kept there. In a roadside plant, if you could see, the plants are so very beautiful because of the flowers there. Otherwise, I don't think so. It could happen naturally. God has blessed those plants with those beautiful flowers every day to make it look awesome. Will He not bless us with all beauty and joy and happiness? After all, we are made like Him, right? So let's start every day with that positive thought. We are the blessed children. See, I use a reference to God, and if there is an atheist here, please take it to the supreme power, whomever you consider as supreme to you. Or if you think there is no supreme power, take your consciousness as that supreme power, supremo, and then connect it to it, because I can't put a God stroke supreme power stroke consciousness. So let me use the word God, commonly referred, and you could, just for my sake, you could change it if you are an atheist. Otherwise, if God is blessing a roadside plant with beautiful flowers, will He not bless us with joy and abundance? That means we are not trusting God's timing. So first start admiring abundance. First, let us believe that we deserve to be the best. The belief should come from within. You may wonder that I am not blessed with such a luxury. My friend has got a car, but I don't have a car. Hey, come on. If you don't have a car, you are actually blessed with an ambition that you want to buy a car. If you already have a car, where will you have an ambition to buy a car? And if you can also say that, see, my friend's family or my relatives' family, just for a comparison, we do compare and we say that, oh, they are really awesome and they have their own house and their parents are well studied, whereas my father and mother don't even know how to guide me. What will I do? Still, you're blessed because their parents will guide them, and then it will be their guidance which will be influencing the student's career or their thought process. But to you, you grow on your own. The same way, you can think the other way. I'm not supporting for those who are not having, the well-educated parents. Suppose there is a well-educated parent, you may always think that, see, their parents, my friend's parent, are not so educated, but that's why she is taking her own decision. Come on, you will have to be blessed to say. So let's say positive in everything, and then start admiring for abundance. My first lesson for the day: I admire abundance because I deserve to be the best. I will then receive the best. So if I have to receive the best, I have to do the best. It's a two-way process, friends. I can't only keep expecting the best to come to me. Only I have to do the best to get the best. Just a barter. So when God can take care of the roadside plant, He will definitely take care of us too. But what He would expect in return, we will have to give our best in whatever we have to do. So when I am in the process of admiring abundance, there are four pillars to it. One is stay positive. Stay positive in everything we do. There could be a failure, but that gives you a lesson. And nowadays, see, the one challenge of doing this type of sessions, I'll tell you what. Morning, good morning message, WhatsApp, or 200 to 250 groups if you are in, okay, or 25 groups if you are in. There will be 25 into 10, 250 good morning messages. And the 250 good morning messages may samatatuama irukum. One, we start archiving it. Okay, இது தேவையில்லை இல்லை மியூட் பண்ணிடுவோம் அந்த குரூப்பை இல்லை we see and we also type good morning. Now what I'm trying to say is our reading skill is very good, so we can quickly go through it. Whichever தத்துவம் you are liking the most, just stick to it. So இந்த மாதிரி செஷன்ல எனக்கு அதுக்கு மேல எப்படி தத்துவம் கொடுக்கறதுன்னு தெரியல. So what I thought is whatever is close to my heart I'm giving it, and you guys will know better than that, right? So my first principle is, I could call it, stay positive. Be positive and learn from every event that there is always a positive side to an event. How much ever negative it could be, how much ever loss it could give to you, how much ever failure it could bring in. Mark my words, there is something positive in everything that is happening. So, when there is something positive in everything that's happening, why do you compromise? No, we shouldn't. If there is a failure today, is it that the failure would be retained? No. So, if I'm staying positive, if I'm seeing positive, I don't want to compromise. Why should I compromise? I can sacrifice. I can adjust for my family and for the loved ones, but I don't want to compromise what I'm thinking of. I can delay it, but I can't compromise because we deserve the best. Now, if we have to decide the best, should we not do the best? So, for doing, at least should we not aim? So, let's aim high. My height is not the roof, it's the sky because it is limitless. And what you think of something today could even be a one level lower when you grow the next day because we are evolving. See, when I was in KG, I wanted to become a teacher. When I was in third standard, I wanted to become a doctor. When I was in fifth standard, I again want to become a teacher. Now I realized teaching can be done from anywhere. So now I've enrolled myself in few organizations where I can give them online teaching. Right? I can get connected to the underprivileged children who are not able to, afford to pay tuition fees. We can go teach them in groups and then, offer them some guidance on their board examinations. So we can aim high and we should aim high. And the aim that we are considering is not for the roof, but for the sky. If we are to do everything and respecting ourselves enough, right? Now, self-respect, that's the first tie sitting there. Respect yourself enough to know you deserve the very best. If we all adhere to all these conditions, if I could put it in all these blocks, then we will be starting our journey towards abundance, towards success. See, the key is we know where to open. But key எடுத்துட்டு போய் அந்த ஹோல்ல கீ போட்டாதானே key will open. I can still say I have the key, I have the key. Don't let the key get rusted. Start immediately. So every day, start the day with a very positive note and start seeing positive. That doesn't mean everything happens to you will be positive. So you only if you stay positive, you can see things positive. And even today, if I, in fact, before the session, I was telling them it was so very odd, to have this speaking one to me. But imagine if this technology is not there, we would have wasted this year at last. People are working from home. People are learning from home. Though there is a lockdown, and we are all prevented from this disease because we are staying at home. So it's a win-win situation. So just see positive things in that, so let's stay positive. So because we are positive, we are not going to get compromised on anything. After all, we deserve the best, and hence I have to aim high, not for the roof but for the sky, to become the first ray of light. Next slide please. Now humility. என்னடா இவன் இவ்வளோ எந்துவா பேசிட்டு திடீர்னு ஹியூமிலிட்டின்னு சொல்றாளே. Yes, I can have my enthusiasm, I can have my happiness, I can admire, but I should still remember that we are made from the dust and return to the dust. That humility should be there. I'll tell you the reason why you'll have to be humble. We will have to be humble because only then we can learn more. It's a selfish thought process, in fact. If you're humble, you will learn to respect not only you but to others. And when others, you start to respect others, others will start to respect you. So stay humble. And for all this, there is a small keyword: be grateful. இது ஒன்று mantra, if you are very clear, then life will be super, super awesome. Be grateful for whatever you are now. Be grateful for whatever it is happening to you. Start appreciating things around you. When you're admiring abundance, won't you appreciate things that are around you? Acknowledge and appreciate. And sometimes when people are appreciating you, acknowledge it as well, because you deserve it, right? So now you can say, what should I be grateful for? So you can be grateful for the life. Friends, I'll tell you, after hearing stories and stories of losses of lives, every day morning, opening our eyes, being alive itself is a thing for which we have to be grateful for. So, our life, we have to be grateful to our parents and the God for making us, giving us this life. So, we have to be grateful for the life, and this life is a wonderful teacher, and you can learn from it every day. So, be grateful for being alive. Be grateful to the life master. Now, be grateful for the people around you. It need not be only your family. See, in the first slide, maybe I would have put in for the frontline workers and the technology, then my close family, my friends, my boss, my team, my teachers. But it's all people around us. Anyone, be your neighbor or the one whom you meet, the Ola and Uber person, the Zomato and Swiggy person. They have their own commitments. That's the reason they are coming for work. It's altogether different, but they are coming to service. So be grateful for the people around us. The moment you see that sense of gratitude, you get that sense of gratitude, you will not have any problem at all. I'll tell you why. If you're grateful for a person, will you be angry with that person? Will you be jealous with that person? Do you by any chance secrete any negative emotion towards that person? The answer is no, because we are very grateful. They are very sweet, they are very grateful, we are seeing positive side of them. So why do we have to think bad about them? So in that way we will be happy. Now be grateful for the nature. Now nature is also teaching us every day. You don't come into my way, and then I will come in your way. The Chennai floods, best lesson. So be grateful for the nature for forgiving us immediately. The nature forgives us so much fast. The disaster what we are doing to the nature, but the fraction of second it forgives and gives us some rain and results. And in fraction of second it gives us a nice rays of hope, nice sun rays to make us feel, brisk and warm. So let's be grateful for the life so that I can be happy. Let us be grateful for the people so that I can learn every day, every second, every moment I can learn. Let us be grateful to the nature so that we are peaceful. Now, when I say about learning, I just want to refer to the Zen story, which everybody would have us known. And that's a picture that indicates, and by the time I could even sense certain reactions, yeah, I know the story, when I put this that way. The same story, but with a small twist. You go with the cup. And because for a person like me, whenever I hear the story, I have this question. நான் தான் வாங்கிட்டேன்ல கப்பில், அப்போ அது ஃபுல்லாயிரும் தானே, அப்புறம் நான் எப்படி திருப்பி எடுக்க முடியும், நான் எதுக்கு கீழே ஊற்றணும்? திஸ் வாஸ் மை கொஸ்டின். ஓகே, தென் ஐ myself found out the answer. I got that. Let me consume. That means when I implement it, right? So learning will be beneficial. Learning will be successful only when I implement. So now today, maybe I could say one of you would have learned that I have to admire abundance, but it would really, really be successful if you start implementing it in your life. So when you are being extra happy, if you are becoming 1% happier than today, then that means I have won the task already. But still, for you, I'm just trying to say, if your cup is already full, maybe the first slide full, I could hear that. But just consume it, no, so that you have the cup again empty. Only when you have an empty cup, you will learn. So if you have an empty cup, that means you have to be humble. Only when you are humble, you can be grateful. Only when you are grateful, you can be humble. அது ரொம்ப விசுப்பட மாதிரி போதா? Exactly. It's a cycle like that. Be humble, keep learning, be grateful, you'll be happy. End result, you're happy. It's not about the money, friends, actually. Money only doesn't give you happiness. Of course, money is an important factor for happiness. But to make ourselves happy, let's stick on to these things. And there is one lady who always tells me learning has no age limit. Okay. And see, இப்போ CA முடிச்சதுமே I felt okay. It's by grace of God, first attempt CA, okay, done, happy. I thought I'll do company secretariat course, done. I have done few, enroll myself in some diploma courses on international taxation, okay, done. And this tax itself, if I have to say, I don't like tax, but I'm practicing in tax area. Okay. Gayatri ma'am was a tax teacher, tax faculty. I think even now she is the tax faculty. The first time when I got that in the third year, if I'm not wrong, yeah, she said, Singane avanga. Satyama mudiyadhu ma'am. Taxé varala எனக்கு என்ன பண்றது simple tax calculation, nothing gets onto the mind. Rest of the subjects I can manage. This tax alone was a very painful thing for me. First unit test ஒரு 40% எடுத்தாலே அதிகங்கிற மாதிரி தான் இருந்துச்சு. I really had a tough time with tax. Tax was taxing me. TDS was tedious. எப்படி வேணா ரைமிங்கா சொல்லிக்கலாம், but tax paper எழுதிதான் ஆகணும். But that ma'am, she cursed me. கவிதா நீ ரொம்ப பண்ற, நீ taxல தான் வருவேன்னு சொன்னாங்க. Now I'm in tax. My interview also I did it ரொம்ப சுமார் category தான். I do not know how much of my colleagues would have been watching this, but my interview was very sumar. But that motivates me. I should not only restrict my practice to tax. We should explore something else more. So we'll have to learn only from our failures, if I could call it, or some roadblocks, or if I could call it from setbacks. Let's keep learning on that aspect. So if I have to say, this learning, I'm now doing nothing other than my office work, or in office, I'm getting enrolled into a lot of initiatives and all. That's all fine. But there is one lady who's 56, 57 years old, okay? And she has been teaching tailoring for almost 35, 40, 35 years, if I could call that. She has been teaching a lot of people at free of cost, because tailoring is in many cases will help the, family household expenses. And where we were, the area where I stayed before had lot of, if I could call it, underprivileged families, right? If I can use the term. For them, one person's earning would not be sufficient. But at the same time, they are not that okay or groomed enough to go to an office culture, or they may not even have that skill set to go to an export center. Okay, they want to develop that skill set. This lady has been teaching passionately for so many of them for so many years. And due to pandemic, she was not able to teach her students. Right now, students started to ask, "Can we have some virtual session?" WhatsApp la try pannanga, it didn't work out. Can we go to the next slide, please? And she created a YouTube channel, Thaikala Manga. And the tagline is what I am impressed with. Learning an art does not have an age limit. It's simple and easy. And all her students are even, elder to her. She is 50, 54, 55, and she's none other than my own mom. I'm learning from her every day. This poor technology, I'm finding it odd. For coming to this session, after your, maybe when your college reopens, or when you have chance to speak with Kritika ma'am or Vibha ma'am or Shobana ma'am, you should definitely ask them how many questions I would have asked. Either pannan ma'am, either press pannan ma'am, because I'm very tensed when it comes to technology. It's like cooker kulla biryani ready pante biryani ready airicha illanu pakra tension da. If I'm doing it on the kadai or on the pan, we know what is happening. But cooker kulla enna nadakudune namakku theriyadu. And the whistle varudha, cooker vedike poda, stove vedike poda, I really do not know. And the mother than this technology concept is for me. But my mom, assaulta, she's uploading video, caption போடுறாங்க, அதை போடுறாங்க. And இதுல என்னன்னா, இவங்களும் my son, they make that kutani and then they are uploading all the videos, and all these videos are for our students and they are making the best out of it. And she inspires me every day. She is still learning the technology at this age, because she doesn't have that, this is basically not for money that she is doing, not for becoming famous also. She is doing it only for her students and the old students, new students, and the batch irukum pathingala, avangalukkaga da she has started this YouTube channel itself. But I am trying to learn that from her. How could she inspire me like that at this age? And she's learning, man. That could be done because she's humble, and at the same time she is admiring abundance. She admires that she deserves to do the best to the society. What else should I do? Because kids are settled. What have I to do now? So she is not going to rest on her laurels. She is not going to rest with her, grandchildren, or with her, daughter and son, and then make themselves happy. No, it's not that. She's not settling in for that. She is admiring abundance and she's doing her best. And this is one such example. And this is, of course, a promo for my mom's YouTube channel. But I really wanted to mention this has got no support from me. She is doing it on her own, uploading agaton, tagline agaton, camera setting agaton. She and my dad, when we go there, when they're shooting for the video, we could see that it's an altogether a different setup at home. But it's very nice. Learning things absolutely does not have any age limit. So let's learn. So if you have to learn, be grateful, stay humble. Next slide, please. Now is the serious stuff. Accelerated actions. நம்ம இது எல்லாமே காத்துல பேசின மாதிரி இருக்கும். Because this is all mind oriented. Because I am admiring abundance. Because I deserve abundance. Then I am at the same time I'm humble, I'm grateful because I have to learn. எல்லாம் வச்சிருந்த என்ன பிரயோஜனம்? You could have so many degrees, but what is there without you are implementing it? You learn how to swim, but what is the use if you're not saving even a single person's life when there is a flood, right? So, admiring abundance, staying humble, all these things. Most importantly, it has to be an accelerated action. I will take a pause here, just for a 5-second. Think that you would have learned so many things, but what is the purpose if you are not acting on it? Right? That's the reason I put it in red. So my action. Now I could have simply said action. நீங்க கேட்கலாம் ஆஹாக்கு டபுளே வந்துச்சு என்ன போடுறதுன்னு யோசித்து ஆக்சலரேட்டடை போட்டுட்டா இல்லை வொக்காபுலரியில் பார்த்துருப்பா இது கொஞ்சம் பாசிட்டிவோட தூக்கி போடலாம். அது கிடையாது. This is out of my personal experience I'm saying. If your actions are not accelerated, you are definitely not going anywhere. If I have to go somewhere, my action should be accelerated. Fast, quick. Otherwise there is no use. I'll tell you why. You can take time for planning, but your actions cannot be delayed. And the actions எல்லாருக்குமே எல்லாமே இப்ப தெரியும். So how do you be the number one in what you are doing? How do you be the number one in what you are working on presently? So for that there is some acceleration required to your actions. So that's why I call it accelerated actions, not for expanding that but definitely I mean it. So for getting an accelerated actions என்ன பண்ணணும்? Plan, proceed and progress. And then plan in the sense aim. We have already said aim high, aim not for the roof but for the sky. Now let's be specific. Let's take one at a time. This is not an overdosage, friends, but this is so very simple concept. If you are praying to God or if you're planning, கடவுளே, I have to fly high, I have to fly high, I have to fly high. இப்பவே நமக்கு ஒரு பிறவி கொடுத்து நம்மளை காக்காவா கூட ஆக்கிடலாம். Fly high அப்படி இருக்கக்கூடாது. You say இல்ல அந்த fly high கிடையாது. No, correction, I have to fly high. கடவுள் பார்த்துட்டே இருப்பாரு. என்ன இவ்வளோ ஜென்ரிக்கா கேட்குறா, இவளுக்கே தெரியல இவ என்ன ஆகணும். கரெக்ட். அண்ட் நமக்கே நம்ம என்ன ஆகணும்னு தெரியலன்னா என்ன பண்றது? So if you are thinking if you have to fly high, that is your ambition. Just think whether you want to become an air hostess, whether you want to become a pilot, whether you want to become a flying executive, or you want to become one like Kalpana Chawla. You will only have to decide what is your fly high is. I have seen people, I have my interactions with youth, wherever I go, they have super duper ambitions, but the ambitions are not specific at all. நல்லா சம்பாதிக்கணும். நல்லானா எப்படிமா? நல்லா சம்பாதிக்கணும் மேம். நல்லா சம்பாதிக்கணும்னா ஓகே, நான் ரொம்ப ஹாப்பியா இருக்கணும் மேம். ஓகே, இதுக்கு நான் என்னால் எதுவுமே கேட்க முடியாது. பிகாஸ் ஹாப்பினஸ் இஸ் ஈச் பர்சன்ஸ் இண்டிவிஜுவல் திங். ஓகே மேம், ஒரு வீடு வாங்கணும் மேம். அதான் மேம், வீடு எங்கே வேணா வாங்கினா ஓகேவாம்மா? இந்த கோயம்பேடுக்கு மிக அருகில் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எங்கேயோ தாண்டி ஒரு இடத்துல காமிப்பாங்க, அது ஓகேவா? ஏர்போர்ட்டுக்கு மிக அருகில்னு சொல்லி வேற டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல காமிப்பா, அது இல்லை இல்லை மேம், இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இடத்துல வாங்கணும். அப்போ பி ஸ்பெசிஃபிக். நோ. So when I say when you are flying high, my aim is to fly high. You will have to decide whether you are becoming an air hostess, whether you are becoming a pilot, or whether you are becoming a flying executive or one like Kalpana Chawla. I repeated it because I want to emphasize that being generic is of no use. We will have to be specific in our plan. We will have to be specific in even what we aim to do. God is really a witty person, man. You can't play with him. நீ சும்மா அவர்கிட்ட போய் எனக்கு நல்ல லைஃப் கொடுன்னு அவருக்கு என்ன நல்ல லைஃப்னு தெரியுதோ அதுதான் கொடுத்துருப்பாரு. இல்லை உன்னால அது நல்ல லைஃபை பார்க்கக்கூடிய கெப்பாசிட்டியாவது கொடுத்துருப்பாரு. You would not have realized it. So be very specific, not in asking alone and working towards it also. No generic ideas, no vague thoughts. நான் மதர் தெரேசா மாதிரி ஆனோம். மதர் தெரேசா மாதிரி என்ன பண்ண போறீங்க? ஓகே, என்ன பண்ணணும்? At least some specific plan of action for it. Yes, in the every Saturday or 3 hours I will go associate myself with an NGO and start working. இல்லை என் ஃபேமிலியில் இது கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்ளம், ஐ கான்ட் ஒர்க். பேரண்ட்ஸ் சொன்னல மேம் ஃபேமிலியில் ஒத்துக்க மாட்டாங்கன்னு. இதுதான் மேம் நீங்கள் என்னவோ அட்மைரிங் அபண்டன்ஸ் பாசிட்டிவ்னு சொன்னீங்க, ஏன் வரி பண்ணுறேன்? From home, you can prepare materials free of cost to kids. They can view your PPT and learn. There is still an option. Try to be positive in that. No, you are blessed with the technology knowledge. Why don't we try that? So let's be specific. Let us not remain as anyone, friends. This I will tell you. Let us become someone to anyone or to everyone. That's up to you to decide. But let's not remain anyone. Let's not remain, one among the 100 or one among the 1,000. Let's be the numero, the number one in whatever we are in, because we deserve to be the best. We receive the best and we do the best. So be very specific, no generic ideas, no vague thoughts. And my aim is to become someone. And what is that someone? You have to define it. Define the someone whom you want to become. Maybe take all the thoughts, think for a couple of days, jot down on a paper what you actually want to become to. In all the sessions, wherever you are going, they would be saying this point. If you're not specific, it's not going to happen. Unless you know what you want to become to, who's going to help you in that? Even உனக்கே தெரியலன்னா நீயே எப்படி ஒர்க் பண்ண போற? If you just get into the bus and then say நாலாவது ஸ்டாப்பிங்ல இறங்கிக்கிறேன்னு சொன்னா அது ஒயிட் போர்டா, எக்ஸ்பிரஸா, எல்லோ போர்டா, it differs, right? Exactly the same way. So be very specific. Now the next one is stay focused. Once you have drafted your plan, once you're very specific about the plan, you will have to stick on to it. You will have to stay focused to it. And then you will know the ways to achieve it. இப்போ 2 வருஷம் ஒன்று பண்ணிட்டு ஐ திங்க் எனக்கு செட் ஆகலன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். If you are really put in your best efforts at the time of your planning stage and you're very specific, இந்த 2 வருஷம் கழிச்சு இந்த ப்ராப்ளமே வந்திருக்காது. You might have also known this Kodak story, right? அவங்க தான் வந்து number 1 in the film camera now. But when they had this, evolution of the technology, they should have either evolved with technology or most of us missed that story. அவங்களுக்கு அந்த photo film are still used in the chemical industry. They could have invested in that and they'd have grown in that level. இவங்க இதையும் பண்ணாம அதையும் பண்ணாம at last they have lost their battle. So everybody says about that Kodak story. I think most of you would have heard that as a part of case study also. But what I felt after reading that is, it's not that they should have embraced technology. இல்லை உனக்கு முடியலையா, எனக்கு டெக்னாலஜி எம்ப்ரேஸ் பண்ண முடியல, பட் என்னோட ஸ்ட்ரென்த் என்னோட ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபிக்குள்ள இருந்தானா அதுக்கு உன்னோட கெமிக்கல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் when you are implementing it so much into that area, then still there are industries and confidential sector, defense sector where they are using that, roles. We should have focused on that. Right? So let's stay focused. So once you are very specific in what we'll have to do, let us all stay focused. No, I'm focused. Now next is action. That needs no explanation. You will have to act. Now then, if act pannitom. So for instance, there is a girl called Kamala who has completed her college. அவளுக்கு ரொம்ப பெரிய ambition இல்லை. She wants to become a homemaker. அது தப்பே கிடையாது. That is also an ambition. Being a homemaker is a very tough task. Okay, if you are a homemaker, you are responsible for so many else's career. இப்போ என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நான் என் கரியரை பார்த்துக்கிட்டா போதும். If I am a homemaker, நான் என் பையனை நல்லா கொண்டு வரணும், என் ஹஸ்பண்டை நல்லா பார்த்துக்கணும். There are a lot of other things, So whatever be an ambition, let it be. Let's respect that ambition. Let's work towards that. So action. அதோட செட்டில் ஆகலாமா? That is where the problem is. You will have to review. You will have to revamp. You will have to do the refresh button. Correct. ஏன் அப்படின்னா, suppose you have achieved your plan. Will you get settled in that? If you are settling to the first time plan what you have done, then you will remain a mediocre person. I don't want any of us to become a mediocre person because we deserve to be the best, right? So we will review. இப்போ இந்த பிளான் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். I am flying high. I have become a pilot. அதுதான் கவிதானோட ஆசை. முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. நான் தான் fly high பண்ணணும்னு ஆசைப்பட்டேன். Won't you review your plan? Yes. You may think, okay, down the lane, 10 years, நானே என்னோட pilot training academy ஆரம்பிக்கணும். Here comes the plan. Super. So we are not settling in, girls. We are not settling in for the position what we are in. And we are not going to settle for any of the position because I deserve to be the best. I'm sorry I'm repeating, but still, I want to get that thought into our mind that every one of us is so very beautiful, both in mind and in body and in soul. Right? So let's review, revamp, and refresh our plan every now and then. Once we achieve, let's not settle. Now I have 2 kutti stories to you. May we move to the next slide, please? Yes, you would have seen them in the news. There's one problem with this sessions these days. You already know the news of it. நான் ஒரு ஸ்டோரியா சொல்லி இவங்க தான் அவங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி இது வாட்ஸ்அப், ஃபேஸ்புக் எல்லாத்துலயுமே வந்துருச்சு. So one is about the left one is someone who was sweeping the street. The lady who was sweeping the street becoming a deputy collector. Because she not only admired to become a deputy collector, she worked towards it. She accelerated at working. She passes the Rajasthan Administrative Service exams, like how our TNPSC is. There is some Rajasthan Administrative exam. She completed it, and she's now becoming a deputy collector. When she's sweeping away all the dirt on the street, now she's sweeping away all the dirt in the society. All the dirt all, that is appearing as a loopholes, all the dirt, I mean the criminals, she's going to sweep away them. And it's no support with the family, girls. When you find time, just read about her story. If you already know her story, it's super cool. But this person who has just started her life as a sweeper, it's because she has been abandoned by her family. She's got two kids, she has to raise them. So she studied everything from there on, and she spent considerable number of time, but she's never lost her focus. She was a sweeper, but she never lost her focus. She had a very specific plan. She wrote, she cleared, now she's a deputy collector. The other one, she's a very cute, charming, if I could call it, Anna. This Anna, Annie, if I'm not wrong, yes. And she's from Kerala state. And almost after 14 years of hard working, she was just an ice cream vendor. She was not taken care by her, husband, or she was neglected by her family because now she'll become a single mom. No, obviously. She's become a police sub inspector after writing the police examination, an ice cream vendor. If a Rajasthan street sweeper, if an ice cream vendor with a kid, if a Rajasthan street sweeper with two kids can manage to become what they wanted to become, can we not become? I can hear a yes. I feel that there is a yes that is coming from all of you. I wish if this could be a live session where I could see that yes straight away, but I'm still assuming it. If a street sweeper, a street cleaner can become a deputy collector, how much ever struggle she would have met? People would not have asked her. Don't you think that people would have "உனக்கு எதுக்குமா இதெல்லாம் கேட்டிருக்க மாட்டாங்க?" Definitely. Even for the ice cream vendor. Now imagine how many sexual abuse they would have undergone with. How many people would have approached? What is the harassment level they would have got? What are the domestic violence, harassment at every stage, wherever they are. But it's their willpower, their strength in the mind has really made them to grow for this level. So let us accelerate our action, and let us act first of all, and then start accelerating the actions. Next slide, please. And இப்போ accelerated actions எனக்கு புரிஞ்சிருச்சு. What is the target? You may ask me, Kavita, what is your target? Okay, my target, எனக்கு ஒரு நோட்ல எழுதி வச்சிருக்கேன். அவ்வளவு பெரிய டார்கெட் வச்சிருக்கேன். If I to summarize, fit, fine, healthy in mind, body and soul. This is what my target is. And I am a person who's contented, but I am a person who's seeking. So I'm contented at my heart with whatever I am in, because I see things positive. I'm contented, but I will not settle for this. I have the seeking mind, so I'll have to grow more. So mind, body and soul. Now for keeping my mind fit, fine and healthy, what I have to do? Do you have to practice yoga? Do you have to practice meditation? எனக்கு அதெல்லாம் இல்லைங்க. எனக்கு ஒரு 2 hours ஒரு மூவி பார்த்தனாலே I feel I'm very clear and okay, fine. And especially in theater period, if you have to call it, if I'm very tensed, or if I had to go watch a movie, then for the 2 years, complete 2 hours, there is complete no distraction. I watch a movie, then I come refreshed. This could be anything for anyone. But my only request is keep it a healthy practice. Okay, so keep it something which is an acceptable, healthy practice that could really give you a fit, fine, and healthy mind, right? In the mind concept, varano appadina, I mean, the past the slides eல்லாம் practice பண்ணாலே we will have that fit, fine, and healthy mind. For the body, I have an interesting slide coming to you, the next one, but let's pause here. I will complete the soul, then I'll go for the body. Okay. Now for the soul. இந்த மைண்டுக்கு சோலுக்கு என்ன வித்தியாசம்லாம் என்ன கேட்டுறாதீங்க. நானே ஒரு ஃப்ளோவில் போட்டிருக்கேன், பிகாஸ் ஐ சென்ஸ் தெர் இஸ் அ டிஃபரன்ஸ் பிட்வீன் மைண்ட் அண்ட் த சோல். ஐ ஹோப் யூ வில் ஆல்சோ ஃபைண்ட் இட். ஸோ ஃபார் த சோல், ஐ டேக் இட் டு காட். டு மீ காட் இஸ் வெரி க்ளோஸ். ஸோ காட் அண்ட் ஐ எப்படி எப்படின்னா, நீ அவ்வளோ பெரிய அதுப்பா அந்த மாதிரி காடு கிட்ட பேசுகிறவங்க நாங்களும் காடும் க்ளோஸ். ஓகே. ஸோ ஐ blindly trust in his timing. I blindly trust in God's plan. So for me, mind is when I practice all these virtues, all these policies, my mind is fit, fine and healthy. Of course, I am a very complaining person. Office la join பண்ண புதுசுல நான் அழாத விஷயமே கிடையாது. And really my seniors were really scared. இவகிட்ட ஏதாவது சொன்னா அழுதுருவாளேங்கிற ரேஞ்சுக்கு இருப்பாங்க. I'll spoil everybody's mood. I'm not that good girl from the beginning and all. But I'm starting to learn. And now the story is altogether different. And for soul, the moment I believe in God. So I've already given the caveat. So if you're an atheist, believe in the supreme power or your own conscious, I feel I'm fine, fit and healthy. If God has some timing, you just trust in the timing. but don't stop your work. It would have to happen simultaneously. So that's for the soul. இந்த கடவுள்கிட்ட பேசும்போது ஒரு சின்ன பிரச்சனை நடந்துருச்சு. நான் அவர்கிட்ட என்ன பண்ணிட்டேன், ஃபர்ஸ்ட்லாம் நமக்கு தெரியாதுல்ல பி ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் அப்படின்னு. கடவுளே ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல், ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல், ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல். அவர் யோசிச்சிட்டு இருந்தாரு, இந்த பிள்ளை எக்ஸல்ல தானே இருக்கு, இது எதுக்கு 2XL கேக்குது, 2XL கேக்குது. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட் ப்ளீஸ். ஸோ இவர் 2XL கேட்டால் நம்ம அதில் 3XL ஆக்கிடலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு நான் ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல்னு கடவுள் கிட்ட EXEL கேட்டது, அவர் 2XLன்னு நினச்சி இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 100 kg பலூனா என்ன அமுச்சு விட்டார். I really had tough time to reduce it. In fact, the faculties whomever I'm seeing now, they are the same like how they were when I were with them. 2005-8 அவங்களை எப்படி பார்த்தனோ, என் மேரேஜ்க்கு வந்திருந்தப்போ அவங்க எப்படி இருந்தாங்களோ, அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் காலேஜ்க்கு ரோட் இருந்தேன் அப்போ எப்படி இருந்தாங்களோ அதே மாதிரி தான் இப்போ மட்டும் இருக்காங்க. But me, my growth, when my qualification, when my money bag is all growing in arithmetic progression, my weight is growing in geometric progression. Hitting the century verse அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி தான். So then this again my mentor plays a very significant role. If at all not for him, I would not have definitely stepped into my fitness journey. There are very many people who had really supported me. I really don't have time to thank all of them. But this journey, அப்பவே டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டேன், ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல்னு கடவுள்கிட்ட மொட்டையா சொல்லிருக்கூடாது. இந்த சப்ஜெக்ட் வேர்ப் ஆப்ஜெக்ட் இங்கிலீஷ்ல சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, அந்த மாதிரி கடவுளுக்கு நம்ம சொன்னோம். ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல் இன் அகடமிக்ஸ் அப்படி சொன்னோம். ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல் ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல் இன் அகடமிக்ஸ், ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல் இன் மை ஃபேமிலி வெல்த், ஐ வாண்ட் டு எக்ஸல் இன் வாட் எவர் ஐ டூ. இந்த மாதிரி நம்ம தெளிவாக சொல்லியிருக்கோம். 2XL 3XL ஆக்கிட்டாரா, நெக்ஸ்ட் தெளிவாயிட்டேன். அதுல தான் அந்த பெரிய டார்கெட் ப்ரேயராக கொண்டு வந்தது. ஃபிட், ஃபைன் அண்ட் ஹெல்தி இன் மைண்ட், பாடி அண்ட் சோல். இதுல மிஸ் பண்ணிடவே கூடாது. கடவுளே பார்த்தாரு, ஓகே இந்த பிள்ளை ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணுது, வாக்கிங் எல்லாம் போகுது, எக்ஸசைஸ் எல்லாம் பண்ணுது, ஜிம்முக்கு போகுது, ஜும்பா போகுது, சாப்பாடெல்லாம் குறைச்சிருக்கு பிள்ளை பாவம், ஓகே லெட்ஸ் கன்சிடர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி he granted. And the work is still in progress. Almost it took me some 12 to 15 months to reduce 20 kgs. But on the remaining, on the 10 kgs correctly, it is taking almost another 12 months. There are so many people whom I have to thank, and those who are watching this video will definitely know whom I am referring to. So be it my walking partners, my Zumba classmates, my gym coach. See, without the support of the family, nothing would have happened. In the எல்லா ஸ்லைட்லயுமே கீழே நீங்க டிஃபால்ட்டா ஒரு பாயிண்ட் போட்டுக்கலாம், with the support of the family, with the support of the family. Either the family should support you or you should make the family support you. Either way. But family support is definitely necessary. And that's how this work in progress. And still it's going on. So from 100 to 80 to 70, and I'm now working onto it only on the strength and endurance aspect. And so you have to be very, very specific. And this is one example where I could see a visible difference. And இது வந்து எப்படின்னா, when you are in the weight loss or fitness, I shouldn't call it weight loss. I should have ideally told it fitness gain. That's how I should have ideally told. So when you are in the journey of fitness, you should definitely have a lot of sacrificing mindset. At the same time, cravings வராமலும் பார்த்துக்கணும். So இதை அச்சீவ் பண்றதுக்கு சிம்பிளா ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் தான். I know what my goal is. I'm very specific. And I know I am not deserving this to be like this because I have all the problem. I love to speak, but I cannot speak because of my overweight. பேசும்போதே ரொம்ப மூச்சு வாங்கும், என்னால் நின்றுட்டு பேசவே முடியாது. Now only we have this online culture, so we are sitting and talking. வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், you're going to the client place when they are presenting. At the end of 20th minute, அவ்வளோ சூப்பராக PPT ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணியிருந்தா கூட we will not be able to speak. And there are a lot of people who motivated me for that. But the work should come from you. Even you will have thousands of people around you to motivate. But who will have to work? It's me. Similarly, you will have 1,000 people who are putting you down. இந்த மாதிரி குண்டா இருந்தா எப்படியெல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க, பாடி ஷேமிங் நமக்கு தெரியும், ரைட்? நம்மளே கூட நிறைய பேரை பண்ணியிருப்போம், அது வேற விஷயம். I'm not getting onto it. But what I'm trying to say is, there are thousands of people who could motivate you, but until and unless you start to work, not even a single inch will move. Similarly, thousands and lakhs of people can demotivate you. Unless and until you take it into you, it will not work. So, if there is a balloon, the balloon can fly high if it is filled with air. If you're filling it with dust, if you're filling it with all negativity, it will not fly high. So, what the balloon has to be filled in is under our control. So, do I fill it with air? Do I fill it with mud? It is in our control. It's my decision. So, let's take that decision today, that what I am going to be, how I am going to be, and what I am getting onto my mind. Next slide, please. And the other inspiration is this, my brother, and he had got hit because of both pandemic impact, and he has got a severe ailment, a couple of years back. I thought he would really, we would really lose him. But he came back, he bounced back. He was not a first bencher, he was not a school topper, but the way he is approaching life, the way he is presenting, the thought what he is having, he has love for pets, okay? எனக்கு சுத்தமா பிடிக்காது, எங்க வீட்ல யாருக்குமே பிடிக்காது. But still, he has now decided. அதுக்கு what he has to do, he has to earn more. So he's working on it. So if pets is his, craze, but only depending on the pets, he can't do things right now at this point of time. Abdina. So he started a YouTube channel. Now the viewership, I think I took the screenshot some time back, but it's not about the subscribers or of the viewership. But he's got so many other acquaintances who are asking him anything about the pets, and he is now feeling completely satisfied because he is involved in what he has to do. He is actually from an IT background. He is working in an IT company, but still, so he inspires me. So he is not settling in because he wasn't well. Okay, in the job கிடைச்சிருச்சு போதும்னு நினைக்கல. From his class 6 he loves to be, a pet lover. I know him as a pet lover. But அதை வந்து இன்னுமே அவன் எடுத்துட்டு போறான் அப்படிங்கிறது, it's something very much inspiring. Even I have not thought about what I love when I was in class 6 or class 7. So that means I have not been specific, but he is specific and he's winning. The next one is Rasa Foods, is one of from my friend. She is also a practicing chartered accountant. Jayashree she is. And this girl, she motivates me everything, for my fitness at home, whenever I'm down, to understand relationship, to speak with people, everything she molds and motivates us so very well. And this girl has launched this product. It's so good, man. How are these people keep inspiring us? So next slide. In a nutshell, if I have an accelerated action, I have to be specific, stay focused, action, review and revamp. இதையே நமக்கு புரியுற மாதிரி ஒரு டோன்ல சொல்லலாமா? நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட். எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தையும் பிளான் பண்ணி தான் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, தட் லஜக் மொஜக் கஜக். நெக்ஸ்ட், ஃபோக்கஸ். ஒரு வாட்டி முடிவு பண்ணிட்டா என் பேச்சை நானே கேட்கறேன். ஐம் சாரி இஃப் தேர் ஆர் அஜித் லவர்ஸ் ஆல்சோ. ஐ டுக் இட் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த டயலாக். டோன்ட் டேக் மீ ராங் இஃப் அஜித் ஆர் கமல் இஸ் நாட் இன் த ஸ்லைட். அண்ட் as I've told you, I had little time to search for all these pics. So first is plan. எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தையும் பிளான் பண்ணி தான் பண்ணணும். ஒரு வாட்டி முடிவு பண்ணிட்டா என் பேச்சை நானே கேட்க மாட்டேன். ஸோ தட் மீன்ஸ் ஃபோக்கஸ் அண்ட் ஆக்ஷன்ஸ். இப்போ நம்ம தலைவர் டைலாக். ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா 100 தடவை சொன்ன மாதிரி. சும்மா நீ ஒரே விஷயத்த 100 தடவை சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காது. அதுக்கு அர்த்தம் என்னன்னா, நீ பேசிக்கிட்டே இருந்தா ஆகாது தம்பி. நீ ஒரு வாட்டி சொன்னா 100 வாட்டி சொன்ன மாதிரி கணக்காயிருச்சு இல்ல. பெட்டர் ஆக்ட். ஸோ ஆக்ஷன் ஸ்பீக் லவுடர் தன் வேர்ட்ஸ். ஸோ பிளான், ஃபோக்கஸ் அண்ட் ஆக்ட். இவ்வளோ ஸ்லைடு போட்டதுல எவ்வளோ மைண்ட்ல இருந்துச்சுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. அட்லீஸ்ட் திஸ் பிட், இஃப் இட் கெட்ஸ் ஆன் டு யுவர் மைண்ட், இட் வில் பி ரியலி ஆசம். அண்ட் இது ஐ காட் இன்ஸ்பயர்ட் ஃப்ரம் ஒன் ஆஃப் த பாட்காஸ்ட். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட் ப்ளீஸ். And if you find time, you can listen to it. Kutti story. Off late, I'm just getting addicted to this episodes which this married couple are doing. Very cute couple they are. So they pick up one movie dialogue and they revolve a story around it, and an episode is podcasted. And only from that inspiration, these movie dialogues and aha have all come into the slide. Now, next slide. I am admiring abundance. I am humble. I have plans, specific plans. I will act. I will accelerate my actions. To when? Next. Now. Now is always now. It needs no caption nor an explanation. The most auspicious time to start something good and leave something bad is now and now. Friends, so let's admire abundance. Stay humble, stay positive, stay grateful. Let's start acting, accelerate our actions now. We don't have a tomorrow. Assuming today is the last day, do your best, give your best, and we receive the best. And thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for the insightful session, ma'am. I'm sure your aha had a great impact here. We
Thanks,
sincerely
Roshan.
appreciate you making time for us amidst your busy schedule. I'm sure the gathering would be immensely benefited from this session. Now, can we move to the Q&A session, ma'am?
Sure.
What do you think is the most important aspect while interacting with a client?
Create the trust. Be genuine. Only when you're genuine, your client will respect you. It's not only with the client, any person for that matter. If you aren't genuine, maybe first or two meetings will be very prospective, very nice, artificial accent auto. The way we are not in and we are projecting something very artificial, it will all be okay for the first or second meeting. But the main interaction is you will have to be approachable, accessible, you have to be humble, you will have to always ensure that you create value to the client. So that's the most important aspect. I think we'll have to interact with the client. Be genuine.
That was really nice, ma'am. What is the most cherished memory of you at Ethiraj?
இது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம்யா. ஒன்னெல்லாம் சொல்லவே முடியாது. பிகாஸ் ஃப்ரம் டே ஒன் டில் தி லாஸ்ட் டே எவ்ரி டே இஸ் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் காலேஜ்லேயே நான் தேர்ட் இயர்ல இல்லை, நிறைய கல்ச்சுரல்ஸ் அதுன்னு போயிட்டேன். த மோஸ்ட் செரிஷ்ட் மெமரி அப்படின்னா த ஒன் விச் ஐவ் டோல்ட் நோ when சரண்யா மேம் let us go for a பெங்களூர் ஈவெண்ட் ஃப்ளைட்ல அனுப்புனாங்க. Receiving an award from the richest woman at that point of time, Kiran Mazumdar. The second one is our college annual day. இது கொஞ்சம் பந்தாவா தான் இருக்கும், but please listen. 60th year, I think correct. We were very lucky that I was part of the 60th year. And my amma gave me the target of becoming an outstanding student. அப்பதான் கல்யாணம்லாம் சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க இல்லையா. So that time I've got some 8 awards. Okay, so that cherished memory அப்படின்னா they'll call out my name every time I step down and then I climb up and I get it. So it's not because of one or two teachers, it's because of the entire host of teachers, the NSS ma'am ஆகட்டும், நம்ம college ma'am ஆகட்டும், because without academics they would not have recognized me for any of the awards. Yes, so that is the most cherished memory I could think of. So they call my name quite often. I go get award, come down, go get an award and come down. It's something which I really liked and loved and cherished.
Yes ma'am, sure ma'am.
And of course the kachori at the college canteen, right? Sure. It was nice at that point of time. உங்களுக்கு தெரியல because you were now not attending college session, but kachori is my favorite from our college canteen.
Yes.
Thank you for the question.
Yes ma'am. We would like to have a few advice as a chartered accountant to the young upcoming professionals ma'am.
Okay. So chartered accountant degree, there are a lot of subjects. Okay, tax is one among it. And what I'm practicing is only 2 sections of the tax. Okay. So as a chartered accountant for an upcoming professional abdina, first decide which area interests you. Start inculcating that interest, learn the best, get into the depth, become a specialist, super specialist in a particular area. Because everyone knows everything these days. Now, super specialization in a particular area, tagging yourself as an expert is more important. So as an upcoming professional, so I don't think so it's for a student. So if it's for a professional, don't settle for knowing with what you are at that stage. Develop the super specialization habit, become an expert. If the question is for student, I would say don't lose hope. If you have decided you have to become a chartered accountant, if you have decided you have to become a chartered accountant, you are becoming a chartered accountant. There's no doubt. But otherwise உங்க parents push பண்றாங்க, அதனால பண்றேன், எனக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லை அப்படின்னா that story is different. But if you have decided, there is no losing hope, no losing way, nothing. You have decided, you have to win. That's your responsibility.
Yes ma'am, that was impressive one. How do you proactively remain aware of your clients' needs?
That's the bread and butter. I have to be aware of my clients' needs. Second is talking continuously to our clients. We have to have the relationship with the client throughout. Only then we'll know if they're exploring some new area where we can support. If they are doing something new, how do we know it? Adhe madri, we will have to be abreast of what is happening in the outside world. Income tax agatum, economy agatum. We will have to link all those things. So to proactively remain aware of the client needs, we will have to be, awake all the time, both having ears to the client needs as well as in the general market situation.
Can't agree more. Describe a time you had to manage a client's expectations. How did you go about doing it without negatively impacting the relationship?
You had to manage a client expectation. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm getting the question right, but what I understand is that client edume negative impact பண்ணாம அந்த expectation எப்படி meet பண்றது, where we are not able to do it. See, I'll tell you what, the moment you build the trust and relationship with the client will reciprocate it, be it any person for that matter. If I'm trusting a person, that person mutually trusts us. So if I go back and tell her this is not something within our limits, if I go back and tell him that this is actually not possible, naan illa yaaralume idu panna mudiyadhu, this is the challenge. If I'm genuinely telling them about it, their expectation also, they will set it right to that level. So I say, if there is a relationship that is already built in, it cannot be negatively impacted because the relationship can't go wrong. That trust factor we should retain throughout.
That was lovely. How did your experience at Ethiraj College help you to develop your professional skills?
That's the much awaited question. அதுவும் என்ன மாதிரி ஆளுகிட்டலாம் கேட்டனா நீ அடுத்த day 4 செஷனையுமே நீங்க இதுக்கு எடுத்துட்டு வந்துடணும். From year 1, okay, the opportunities that my alma mater has given, I am really blessed. I haven't applied for any of the college. Okay, I applied for Ethiraj and one more college because it was very distant. I didn't sail through. And இங்க வந்து எனக்கு ஈஸியா அட்மிஷன் எல்லாம் கிடைச்சிருச்சு. But on the first day போனதுல இருந்து the opportunities that is available, first speaking opportunity ஆகட்டும், culturals when we are speaking the shipwreck event I do not know whether you would have yeah
Yes, ma'am.
shipwreck event putting us into the tensed moment and then asking us to imagine and then say something making us creative the role play and இதே நம்ம ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ஸ்கில் எடுத்துட்டு வரோம்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன் in our commerce department when we have this business communication classes there could be certain events where our teacher will say why don't you do a role play like that ஸோ அந்த அட்மாஸ்பியரை நம்ம ஆஃபீஸில் போய் வரதுக்கு முன்னாடியே வி நோ அன் அட்மாஸ்பியர் ஹியர் பட் என்ன ஜென்வன்லி நோன் ஃபேஸஸாக இருக்கும் இங்கே பட் ஆல் தீஸ் ரோல் பிளே case study presentation this ppts and all we have been doing in second year and third year wherein in many of the colleges when I was studying they didn't even try about it so I recall in one of the case where we did conduct a survey also we went our college has given us every freedom and our college letterhead we got a letter stating that our students for a project preparing for a survey second year la panna in the survey we went and approached almost 1500 students school students and asked them about which group you are interested in our focus was 8th 9th 10th students 1500 students we went and approached all those things without the opportunity being given naane idu suvamottova pannirpanana pannirukka maten right so that opportunity our college gives and I am really a proud Ethiraj but if it is not Ethiraj college I am not here see whatever motivation I have from within but அது அழகா ஷேப் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா we definitely need a college we definitely need a good set of teachers that we are blessed and I'm proud
yes thank you for sharing your valuable insights
I think everyone echoes it Roshan if I'm not wrong நீயே ஒரு 2 வருஷம் கழிச்சு வெளியே போயிருந்தா கூட when we ask you you will also say yeah it's a wonderful set of college again if you're seeing positive things in the college
yes,
if you're missing it then I can't help it
sure ma'am how do you effectively manage client relationships as a client relationship manager
there are 3 points one is actively engaging with the client this is similar to a person now client if you see a client as your extended family or a friend assuming what you will do you will constantly engage with them you will provide value addition in everything you do and you will connect with the right set of people if that is not that my piece of work I will not stop with that if they are not asking something related to tax illa sir enak tax theriyadunu vida maten I'll find out in my own atmosphere within our office if there is some other team who can help them so that we connect them with that so keeping them engaged providing them value addition and there is one genuine care and concern factor which we have to showcase to them if they say Kavita I'm not well may I have the call next week nu sonna in between the 7 days once if you send a message to them asking how are they will really feel good because after all they are also human beings right they will also have it is not only for the manager or a senior manager level I'm talking about the CEO CFOs and CXOs with whomever I'm interacting they are also the same type if they say if they're rescheduling a meeting and I'm just sending them a WhatsApp message sir hope all is well by now they just remember it and they just wish me for every of my birthday too so that's how I manage my client relationship and I love this question
that's wonderful ma'am what was the difference you felt while working from home during the pandemic
I am very bad at typing okay so I am a talking person not a typing person so அது client ஆகட்டும் with my team ஆகட்டும் I call them இது மாதிரி இது பண்ணலாம் why don't we discuss and do அப்படி பண்ணி எல்லாமே ஃபாஸ்டா பண்ணிட்டு working from home எல்லாமே இந்த டைப்பிங்ல சொல்லணும் அதுலயும் கால் பண்ணலாம் but it is not that effective I don't know whether my team is available or not that situation client meet பண்ண முடியாது அந்த difficulty எல்லாமே இருந்துச்சு but since I am into consulting basically we can manage with my laptop and my phone connection that's sufficient but what I did I'll tell you I slowly changed the room setup okay I created it like a mini office அதுக்கு it took almost 1 year வச்சுக்கோங்களேன் convincing my husband convincing my kid and அவனோட things எல்லாமே இருக்கும்ல now if you ask me to go to office I feel like no I've got a good office setup at my home அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி தான் and the difference if I could say people's presence at the end of the day I'm left with my husband and son in my home though we speak with them in Zoom or Teams or Skype call enna padinalum I miss the people's presence and that has really motivated me to learn typing properly ena ella typing I do a lot of type actually idliye nariya type pannala nenachirden I have never typed YOU correctly WhatsApp liyum adhe problem da YIU na varum and QWERTY keyboard suttama varadu first alla whenever we had we and mama will always be mana amma will become anna so that is the typing skill what I have and I think this pandemic has really taught me to do the typing properly kind of but I miss the people
we all miss the people
correct என்ன ஃபேமிலியோட பாண்டிங் கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தியா இருந்துச்சு I never knew about how my son loves me or how he attends his classes how much he cares இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியாது as a mother I will say okay நம்ம இது பண்ணிட்டோம் அவனுக்கு பண்ணிட்டோம் the mutual reciprocity I'm enjoying it now So I'm just looking at it in that positive way, that my bonding with the family has really enhanced. Having lunch together is something which we had missed for years.
That's lovely, ma'am. What has helped you get to where you are, and what advice would you have for others who want to set off in a similar direction?
Fire in the belly, just have the fire in the belly. That will keep you driving. And that, as I've already mentioned, be specific in what your plans are. Just have the fire in the belly. Don't compromise or settle for what you are now. தேடலை தேடி. You should always be on search of something. You should be. Otherwise, we will be nowhere. So, fire in the belly.
That was a fascinating piece of advice, ma'am. What are the difficulties you faced while pursuing CA, and what advice would you give to the aspirants if they don't achieve the desired results?
ஓகே. இந்த பர்சூவிங் சிஏ வந்து ஐல் டெல் யூ, இந்த பஸ்ஸில் போகும்போதெல்லாம் படிச்சுட்டு போக வேணாம். பிகாஸ் இந்த 1 hour 1.5 hours பஸ் ட்ராவல் இருக்கணும். ஒன்று சீனு, ரெண்டாவது வந்து ஓகே நம்மளை அப்போ தான் எழுப்ப மாட்டாங்க, இல்லைனா யாராவது வந்து எழுப்பிடுவாங்க படிக்கிற பிள்ளை அப்படின்ட்டு. ஸோ படிச்சுட்டு போகிறோன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். என்னம்மா படிக்கிற காலேஜ், இல்லை சிஏ படிக்கிறான்ட்டு. ஓ, இது ஒரு சப்ஜெக்ட் ஃபெயில் ஆனால் மொத்தமாக திருப்பி எழுதணுமே, அதுவா? ஃபஸ்ட்டு கஷ்டமே அதுதான் இருக்கும். சரி, வீட்டில் எல்லாம் மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணி தான் நம்மளை அனுப்புவாங்க. வி கோ அண்ட் ஸ்டடி. பஸ்ஸில் போகிற வரவங்க அவங்க படிச்சிருக்கிறது பிஎஸ்சி கெமிஸ்ட்ரியாக இருக்கும். அவங்களுக்கு இதில் என்னன்னு கூட தெரியுமான்னு தெரியாது. செகண்ட் கொஸ்டின், சிஏ பாஸ் பர்சன்டேஜே 4 தானாமா? என்னவோ இவங்க தான் அந்த பாஸ் பர்சன்டேஜே போட்டாங்க, நம்ம எழுதவே இருந்திருக்க மாட்டோம். அதுக்குள்ள இப்படி ஒரு பிரச்சனை எல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ அந்த டாக்ஸை காதுல வாங்கிட்டு விட்டுறணும். அது மைண்டுக்கு எடுத்துட்டு போகாம இருக்கணும். இல்லையா அதையும் பாசிட்டிவா நான் பாக்குறேன் அப்படின்னா அந்த 4% நானும் இருப்பேன் அப்படின்னு வீராப்பா சொல்லலாம். தட் ஒன் we can consider. That's one of the main difficulty. Second was the difficulty what I faced is I lacked analytical skills. Okay, I studied from a matriculation board, and I find it when students from central board of CBSE, they had a better analytical skills. Then what I do, I started doing a double work. Class la poi attend பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடியே வீட்லயே I'll do that 1 or 2 hours pre study பண்ணிடுவேன். Now I'll be able to analyze it better. So those are the difficulties which I faced. Like I'm not that analytical, and of the negative sayings, இந்த ஒன்னு பாஸ் ஆனா ஒன்னு ஃபெயில் ஆனா எல்லாம் போயிடும். அந்த மாதிரி achieve the desired results illa அப்படின்னா work till you achieve the desired results. See, since I'm in my corporate, I'm telling you, it's not the attempt that makes the difference. It's only an entry ticket. Okay, you are end of the day, you are a chartered accountant. How many attempts you take it, right? Not only chartered accountant, any profession for that matter. நீங்க சிஏன்னு சொன்னதுக்கு அப்புறம் எத்தனாவது அட்டெம்ப்ட்ல சிஏ ஆனீங்கன்னு உங்களோட 40 yearsல யாருமே கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. Only you will know it, right? So don't think about the number of attempts. So once you have decided that you have to achieve the desired result, அது வரைக்கும் நீங்க போராடிட்டு தான் இருக்கணும். You will have to work. Maybe you can take a break in the sense, இப்போ கண்டினியூஸா 4 attempt எழுதுறோம், எல்லாமே போகுது அப்படின்னா just do a revamp, refresh mode, come back and then write. You will definitely click it. இதுல இன்னும் ஒரே ஒரு சின்ன விஷயம் தான் இருக்கு. If your parents are saying that இல்ல நீ வேஸ்ட், நீ பண்ண மாட்டே அப்படின்னா, talk to them openly. Tell them that their words mean a lot to you. Once you sit and talk to them, they will not tell you. They will not let others also tell you going forward. So my advice or my suggestion, if I can call it, don't stop till you achieve it. Or if there is a problem or negativity that is coming from your own family, talk to them openly and trust in God. You will definitely get wonders.
That was really impressive, ma'am. How different was your work life balance before and after the pandemic?
Before the pandemic, workே தான் லைஃப். ஸோ லைஃப் ஃபுல்லாகவே ஒர்க். ஸோ ஒர்க் லைஃப் பேலன்ஸுங்கிற மாதிரி இல்லை. இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஐ எம் அ ஒர்க்கஹாலிக் பர்சன், இஃப் ஐ குட் கால் மை செல்ஃப். ஐ லவ் டு ஒர்க். எப்படி வந்து படிக்கும் போது நம்ம படிப்புலேயே ஃபோக்கஸாக இருக்கணும், நம்ம ஒர்க்லேயே ஃபோக்கஸாக இருக்கணும், அந்த மாதிரி பர்சன். லைஃபுங்கிறது ஒரு செகண்ட் ஸ்டேஜில் தான் இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிஃபோர் பேண்டமிக் நான் இதை பற்றிலாம் யோசிச்சதே இல்லை. pandemic periodல தான் when I started to understand how much my family loves me, they longs for me. Maybe the pandemic முடிஞ்சு, even if I go back to work, I will consciously make sure that I am devoting my time to them. So this pandemic has really taught me that devotion of time to the family matters a lot. So otherwise it's very difficult, and you will have to make the family understand it. See, suppose நாளைக்கு நீங்க ஒரு ஒர்க்குக்கு போறீங்க அப்படின்னா, it's better to share all your work related experience to your spouse or to your family. Because if your in-laws understand how difficult it is, they don't trouble you more with any of the questions. They will also support you and guide you. இப்போ எனக்கு இன்டர்வியூ நடக்குது ஆஃபீஸில் அப்படின்னா, my parents will know, my husband will know, my kid will know. He will also, the whole day, he will keep wishing me good luck, and then he will make sure that I'm comfortable that day. So I think after the pandemic, it's going the best way. I hope it will continue.
That's wonderful, ma'am. If you could start all over again, What would you do differently?
If I could start all over again, I would not have pursued CA. I have pursued CA because my mom felt I have to do it because my thing is about a professor. So that too, I have to become an economics professor. அப்படிங்கிறதா என்னோட I was very specific. Okay, and that's still there in my mind. I will not settle with what I am now. I will definitely become a professor or a faculty one day. அதில் doubt இல்லை. And my thing is I have to become a creative person. So or economics professor and a writer. This was my thing. So if I have to start all over again and if I could convince my mom that CA வேண்டாமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன் அப்படின்னா I would have become an economics professor.
That's nice, ma'am. What skill do you look for when you consider hiring someone?
Understanding skills, very basic. ஒன்று புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டாலே போதும். See, language and communication, I think it can come within a practice because என்னோட ரைட்டிங் ஸ்கில் ஏற்ற மாதிரி என் டீம் எழுதணும் அப்படின்னா மேபி ஒரு 2 months 3 monthsல they will get used to our Deloitte writing skills or if I have to say that for any particular organization. But sincerity is a virtue, so I can't call it. But understanding skill. If there is a question that is posed to them, if there is an issue that is coming to them, let's understand it holistically. So if I'm hiring someone, I would expect them to have some basic understanding of what is going around. So that skill set is more important. And followed by communications, my dear. So anybody here sitting and feeling I'm a shy person, and a reserved person, and there is no point. உனக்கு பசிக்குதுன்னா நீ தான் கேட்கணும். உனக்கு வேணுங்கிறது உனக்கு உனக்கு தான் தெரியும். நோபடி வில் நோ. அதர்வைஸ் இந்த கடவுள் கிட்ட ஐ வாண்ட் 2XL கேட்ட மாதிரி தான் ஆயிரும். ஸோ that skill set is much required.
That's really wonderful, ma'am. How do you set yourself apart from others who wanted the same job?
The same answer, fire in the belly, because the same job, I know this is what is happening in the corporate atmosphere, right? We both will have the same, almost the same site of work, right? So exploring new avenues and how we could showcase, getting involved in as many other things in the post-qualification courses பண்றது, and developing one new skill every year or every 2 years, so that we can set ourselves apart. Making ourselves visible in whatever we are doing, we will obviously set ourselves apart from the colleagues who are doing the same set of job. And I think I live up to it.
That's nice, ma'am. Staying in the same company, even for a year, is difficult nowadays, ma'am. But how did you manage in the same company for this long?
Okay, there are two ways of looking at it. In fact, we spoke about it even before the session. So it's not only that the organization is too good to have me throughout. It's see, first thing is I have to thank my team and my boss, Sudhakar Sethuraman. If he weren't there, there could be a consideration that I could have moved job. But it's not only that. My father has already imbibed me that culture. My father is in the same organization for 34, 35 years. Okay. The next one is, if you don't like something in the system, my policy is grow up and you change the system. Right? For instance, இப்போ வந்து ஆஃபீஸில் வந்து ஒர்க் ஃப்ரம் ஹோம் கல்ச்சர் கிடையாது. அசியூமிங் இஃப் தெர் இஸ் நத்திங் லைக் தட், if I'm growing up the ladder, when I become into that position, I should grow up to that position where I can change the policy of including flexible hours in my package itself. So sticking on to a particular organization, first of all, you should have passion and love for the job. And definitely the team support, family support is required, no doubt. But I would say if there is something that you would like it to be changed, grow to that level and you change it. Then you will obviously stick on to the same organization. There is nothing wrong. See, jumping, this is my personal feeling and don't, this is my opinion. If I'm hiring someone and if they are working in for, 5 years, na 4 job, I don't even ask them any questions. My first impression itself is getting lost. If there is genuine reason like, illa, the mari family shift, I can't continue, that is different. இல்லை எனக்கு அங்கே பே பேக்கெட் செட் ஆகல, இது ஒர்க் பிடிக்கலன்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன், எனக்கு அது வரலன்னு தோணுது, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 4-5 ஜாப் அப்படின்னா they lose the credibility. So if you are genuine, you will stick to an organization. And if you don't like something, just grow up to that level and change the policy.
That was really fascinating, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a personal question, ma'am.
Sure.
You've been working in Deloitte for a really long time now. Would you like to give us some tips to get into a Big Four company like Deloitte, ma'am?
Okay, first one is getting into a Big Four concern. Deloitte le tax matram kadiyadu. We have consulting. There are so many other things, right? So first, you will have to be a confident player in the market. So having a CA or even an MBA, I think it will work good if you are getting into that position. But staying in that position is that you will have to showcase that you are the right candidate always. So interviews ellame nadakkum. The pandemic time there was some freezing of positions across all Big Four. But when you're getting on to that, CA is only your admission ticket, dane. You just get in. But how confident you are, how passionate you are, how trustworthy you are matter a lot. So technically you will have to be very strong. இப்போ நம்ம 6 சப்ஜெக்ட் படிச்சிருக்கோம் 8 சப்ஜெக்ட் படிச்சிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா you genuinely tell that I am good at income tax. I'm good at accounting and auditing standards. Be technically competent. So when you're technically competent and when you're confident, who will say no to your ocean? Right?
Yes, I'm sure I'll make this. I'll
Sure.
take this advice, ma'am.
Sure, sure. My credentials are already shared. So if you guys have any other questions, also you could just drop me a WhatsApp message.
Sure,
I
ma'am.
may reply to you in a couple of days, and then we could
Sure,
do
ma'am.
that.
Sure, ma'am.
And I have a question to you, Roshan and Manasa. How
Yes,
much
ma'am.
preparation you took for this, intro or welcome address and all those stuff? Just a
Ma'am,
personal question.
actually speaking, the internet was quite annoying these 2 days. It was really good these days, but it quite was a very much very totally a bang in my internet, and then but still we managed to do it, ma'am. And we started preparing from yesterday. I think yesterday we did a trial session on the speaking and all, and obviously the teachers, they really supported us while doing this and
Because
all.
I've
So
been seeing quite a few sessions like this, and you were really lively when you were. You would have definitely written, and then only you would have spoken. There is nothing harm in it. But both Roshan and Manasa, I really thank you for that kind words of introduction. See, இப்போ நீங்க start பண்ணும்போதே சரியா இல்லைன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். Suppose something went wrong, whatever efforts I would have put in, that would have really gone for a toss. So
yes,
without
ma'am.
you guys, this would not have been possible. So thanks Roshan and thanks Manasa.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I think we are through then. Is
Yes,
there
ma'am.
any other question?
No, ma'am. That was the last question, ma'am.
Great. Okay. So before you sell your vote of thanks, I would thank the organizing committee, Sharnya ma'am, who has just sent me a message for this, Shobana, who was supporting me throughout, guiding me on all these technical specifications, Roshan, Manasa, and all the virtual participants, my family, my friends, my team, my boss, and my teachers. I really thank them. And thank you, Ethiraj College, for this opportunity. Maybe after 5 years, let me come up with some more feathers on the cap and we'll have another Alumnae Connect. Over to you,
Yes,
Roshan.
ma'am. Sure. Now I request Sweta M, sub-editor aided, to propose the vote of thanks.
Develop an attitude of gratitude and give thanks for everything that happens to you, knowing that every step forward is a step toward achieving something bigger and better than your current situation. It was indeed an inspirational session. It is an honor for me to propose the vote of thanks. Firstly, I thank God for making this day possible. I would like to extend my gratitude to our speaker, CA Kavita ma'am, for accepting our request and being a part of this interesting session. We can see a ray of positive light in everything, and also we have to be grateful for what we are now. We are immensely benefited by all of these words, ma'am. I am sure we had the most valuable session. Thank you, ma'am. My heartfelt thanks to the management headed by Mrs. Chandra Devi Tanikachalam. I am extremely thankful to our principal, Dr. S. Kodai, who has always been a major source of encouragement. I would like to thank our vice principals, Dr. D.B. Usharani of Aided Stream and Dr. T. Ushapriya of the Self-Supporting Stream for the guidance and encouragement at all times. I thank our beloved HODs, Dr. A.S. Sharanya, Head of the Department of Commerce Aided, and Ms. Geeta Krishnan, Head of the Department of Commerce Self-Supporting, and the faculty for guiding us and making the day successful. I like to thank our student coordinators for organizing the event and also the fellow students for being a wonderful set of audience. Once again, thanks to one and all.
With this, we come to the end of today's webinar series, Alumnae Connect 21. Our pride, your inspiration. Thank you.